How we doing? So today's video, I wanted to talk about how to save in Bitcoin with zero stress. So the first step is I don't like to just directly tell people to buy Bitcoin, but the first step is to learn about Bitcoin and learn about money. Learn about what money is and really start to ask yourself the question, what is money? That is going to lead you down the right path. And the answer to how to start saving in Bitcoin without stress is that your allocation to Bitcoin should match your conviction. Most people ignore Bitcoin completely, have 0% allocation. Most important thing you can do is to get off of zero and just make sure your allocation matches your conviction, right? So don't be too allocated to where your conviction is lower than your allocation. You don't want to be over allocated where you're losing sleep at night, getting stressed about Bitcoin's price, checking it all the time. That's how you know you're probably undereducated and over allocated if you're checking the price all the time. And then for practical steps on how to actually start, just download an exchange. My recommendation is River. They're a great Bitcoin only company. They have full proof of reserves, meaning they prove that they own all the Bitcoin that they say they do for their clients. And they also have no fees on recurring purchases. So you can set up a purchase, $1 a day, $5 a week, $10 a month, whatever that is that you feel comfortable with. I have a referral link down below. So if you want to get started with buying Bitcoin on River, just use that referral link and we'll both get some free Bitcoin when you sign up and make a purchase. And so you just have to start learning, start diving in. Like, you're going to spend your whole life, on educating yourself, trying to learn a trade, trying to make money. But you need to spend some time researching what money is, right? Most people will go their whole lives learning how to make money, but we'll never learn about what money is, what makes good money. And Bitcoin is superior money, superior monetary protocol. So you need to look at Bitcoin as like a savings account, right? Bitcoin is savings technology. It protects your purchasing power. So Bitcoin is where you store capital for the future. This is money that you can use at any point. Obviously, you're hoping you get a return on that, right? You're hoping Bitcoin's price goes up, but it's the best way to preserve your wealth. That's how you should look at it, more than a speculative investment, which if you spend any time on the news, on the mainstream media, the corporate propaganda network, you probably think Bitcoin is some speculative investment that could go to zero or could go to infinity, but it's finite. It's the best way to preserve capital, preserve and grow your purchasing power for the future, because no one can create more Bitcoin, right? Buying Bitcoin now is it's like the gold rush, right? You're rushing to accumulate an asset that has superior monetary properties, and you're hoping to do so before 99% of the population figures it out. I guess the gold rush might not be the best analogy there, but it is a digital gold rush in a way. But by researching Bitcoin, you can give yourself an asymmetric upside in terms of knowledge. Most people don't have the knowledge on money, on sound money, because they've just accepted that the dollar is money and don't question it any further than that. So by adopting better money now, before 99% of the people wake up to what it is, you're giving yourself an asymmetric upside potential in a finite asset. That's why I'm so passionate about Bitcoin education, because I want everyone to take part in this gold rush. I don't want corporations to accumulate all the Bitcoin before the average person gets some for themselves and for their family's future. I want Bitcoin adoption to be as decentralized as possible. I want everyone to own some. That's my message with this channel, right? Don't own zero, just own some. So if you can, skip out on the coffee, on the Starbucks once a week, you get a smaller size, you you walk to work instead of driving, whatever it is, whatever you're able to cut an expense, then put that towards Bitcoin, right? Even if you can only afford $5 a week to put into Bitcoin, $10 a month, whatever it is that you can afford is going to go a long way in the future, because it's an asymmetric opportunity, right? Whether or not you think it's going to work 100%, you have 100% confidence. Regardless of your confidence, you have to recognize that this is a monetary protocol with a finite supply. If this were to become the preferred monetary network all across the world, then you're benefiting asymmetrically because you got in before most people even knew what it was. So that's the opportunity we have, and that's why I'm so passionate about educating people on Bitcoin. So sign up for River or whatever exchange is available to you, or whatever exchange you prefer, and just set up a recurring purchase, something that's not going to stress you out. Like $1 a week is not going to make any change to your life, right? You're not going to have to sacrifice anything to put a small purchase, But most people ignore it completely. Most people buy $0 a month. So you put yourself so far ahead just by buying a small amount over a sustained period of time, right? There's just no reason to own 0 Bitcoin. There's no good reason to do that. So just do what you're comfortable with, right? You don't have to be 100% exposed. You don't have to buy so much that it's keeping you up at night, but just find the allocation percentage that matches your conviction enough so you can be excited that you're taking place. You're taking a stand in the monetary revolution, switching from broken money to sound money. Be happy in the fact that you're taking a part of that movement, but also don't stress yourself out to the point where you're checking the price constantly to see how your investment is doing, because then you're just missing the point completely. You should take peace in the fact that you are adopting better money. You are adopting money that doesn't allow your purchasing power, your time and energy to be stolen from you. You should be very thankful that there's a monetary protocol that allows you to preserve your capital into the future. And that's what Bitcoin is. That's what Bitcoin provides. That's the asymmetric opportunity that Bitcoin provides. And that's why I'm here talking to you about Bitcoin, because I want you to take part in that revolution at whatever scale you're able to. I just don't want you to be completely on the sidelines. I want you to have a piece of the pie and take part in this amazing movement to switch towards better money. So yeah, again, if you're ready to start your Bitcoin journey, use my River referral link down below. And yeah, just like and subscribe to the channel. Leave any comments down below with any questions you might have. And yeah, as always, together, let's work, save, and build a better future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.